Bueno, volvemos a la carga en un nuevo gameplay de Genshin Impact, que como bien saben estoy a tope para terminar el evento. Quedan 7 horas y 2 minutos, como bien están viendo en pantalla, así que no me demoro más, voy a por ello. ¡A tope! Vale, no, este no es lo que quiero ir. Yo aquí me lío sola. No... Ahora. Esta. Vale, hay que subir. Voy a tener que subir por donde no quería. No pasa nada. Vamos, subimos. Na, 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 na. Tu. No. A ver, seguimos para arriba. Busca a un mate de la academia. Muy bien. Ah, vale, que sí que podía coger un... Después, en fin. No pasa nada. Soy conocida por coger el camino más largo. F por mí.
Hello, both. It's been a while. Someone's planning to kidnap Sachin. Goodness. The growing popularity of the extravaganza has given him quite the reputation.
Well, since he's got a target on his back now...
To tell you the truth, we've thought about doing just that. However, Sachin apparently prefers to spend most of his time out doing field work. Our only lead is something he once said. Each time assuming he remains committed to that promise, then he must be right here in the city somewhere. I suspect that the air...
So, they shouldn't know where Sachin is either, right?
I would assume not. Anyway, don't you worry. A couple of kidnappers aren't gonna get very far in Sumeru City these days. All of that said, if you're interested in Sachin's, the sooner we ascertain his whereabouts, the quicker we can act to ensure his safety. I mean, you could
Fair point. Guess we should start searching for him,
None, I'm afraid. He's never committed any crime. I've heard that Al-Haytham has now stepped down from his post as acting Grand Sage and is back to being the...
Good idea! Okay, we'll head back to the extract...
Whee! Nilu.
Hey, Nilu! Have you seen Al-Haytham anymore?
Al-Haytham? Why? What?
We're trying to track down someone and we need him to pull up some...
Oh, I see. So, he's always the first to leave after the competition ends, and he never... Let me think. To him, being a commentator is just extra work he was roped into. Do you guys know of any places he'd go after work?
Ooh, maybe Paimon remembers that his house isn't that far from here. Let's try knocking. No answer? Maybe no one's home. Hello? Al-Haytham?
Oh, it's you two?
Me imagino que sería...
You're home.
Come on in, I'll get the door for you.
We didn't hear a peep when we first knocked. We thought no one was home.
Well, I can't be too careful. If someone from the academia came here looking for Al-Haytham...
You're pretty conscientious about this, huh? So, what happens if someone comes inside?
It's fine, as long as I stay in my own room. Anyway, why would someone just barge in here looking...
Fair enough.
What do you think? Who knows what he does in his free time? All that matters to me is that he's out of the house. I wouldn't call it that. He's just incapable of saying anything. I told him how the second round went. I won the lot draw, remember? Because of good karma, of course. My luck's on, but him, being him. Oh, you wouldn't believe what he said after You're always quick to remind me that you're my upperclassman, and yet you do not problem solve in the manner becoming of an upperclassman. This begs the question of why we attach prestige to seniority at all. What does he mean, manner become? And he didn't stop there. I'd encourage you to reflect on why you've ended up having to rely on luck every round. Frankly, it's incomprehensible.
Yeah, that does sound like something I'll need to say.
I've had it with him. Every time I talk to him, it's the same way. Anyway, the disdain is very much mutual between us, so I'll be moving out as soon as possible. See those perfectly hung paintings on the walls? They're coming with me too.
Wait, you're moving out already? But the competition...
Well, obviously I can't just yet. I'm just packing early. I've got my new place picked out already. The moment I have my hands on the prize money, I'm going to buy it, and I now know what I have to do to achieve this goal. No matter what happens in the third round, I will win.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. But...
In what way?
Layla said that she thinks you'll get caught up and in turn...
Meaning what exactly? Oh, don't tell me you think I have serious person...
Oh, we didn't say that. But think about it. You say you want to win, but you also...
Wait, what's so unusual about all that? I gave you my reasons. I would have felt guilty. Well, when you put it like that... Yes, why indeed?
But thinking like that all the time must make your life so exhausting.
It's complicated. Look, let's maybe leave this conversation for Sachin. Huh. I remember he brought a few documents home that day. He was thinking out loud as he looked through them, making some notes and doodling. This is the one. With taking liberties? He's certainly okay with helping him. And anyway, he did ask me if I wanted to read his notes. He doesn't leave documents lying around unless he's okay with other people reading them.
Cool, if you say so. Oh. A lot of information. So, to sum up, Sachin put the academia. He even said that if he really liked one of the contestants, he wouldn't just give them a reward.
What? Are you serious? All of Sachin's wealth, that's... more than I could spend in a lifetime, surely. I could build another Palace of Alcazar's array. Oh, then there's that new project in Port Ormos, of course. The Brit...
Hey, snap out of it! You're getting way ahead of yourself.
You're right. First, I need to focus on...
Huh? Wait a moment. There's a loose... Did all hate them like this? It looks like he was jotting up Sachin, dead or alive, unknown. Some of this stuff is just plain incomprehensible. Is this...
Let me see. Huh. Lofty ideals may provide no defense at all against nihilism, but perhaps little decisions can. That's a rough translation anyway. There's another smaller line of text on...
Wow! It's so cool that you can act...
We worked together on a project once when we were students. The title was Decoding the Runes and Architectural Philosophy of the Ruins of King Deshret's Civilization.
Oh, interesting!
Who knows? The way his mind works is one of the great...
Fair enough! Well, guess we've learned... Yeah, you better catch those crooks, but...
Vale. Estupendo.
I just heard that the Matra have arrested some Eremites who snuck into the city. Let's go to the Academia and check with Araf.
Ah, you're here. Sorry, I was just about to send someone to
What did you find out?
Well, lots of unexpected details. The mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up as Sachin and they took the bait. But then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation, we learned that they were hired by Sachin's own
Anda.
child.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap their own father?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, apparently we're diverting manpower as we speak to try and round them all up.
Sure, let's go get to the bottom of all this. Are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here. You want the real...
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole plot. If you have any questions for him, now's your chance to ask them. When you're done, I'm arresting...
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, he upped and left to go and live a carefree life. As if that's not bad enough already. He went and put his entire fortune in the care of the Academia. That's my inheritance. By rights. You expect me to sit back and watch it go to someone else? Of course! Didn't he say he would be here somewhere? Watch it. So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the Academia doesn't agree to hand over the goods, I make him publicly announce that I'm his chosen... No. The old fart knows how to stay hidden. I'll give him that. I already thought he'd gone mad 20 years ago. A new diadem of knowledge. Well, I can tell you that it's very expensive. Weird things started happening after he brought it home, too. For example, sometimes we'd hear a high-pitched voice coming from the storage. Also, before donating it to the Academia, he once shut himself in that same storeroom and researched it non-stop for days. Something was already seriously wrong with him by that point. Nothing he did shocked me.
What do you mean, something wrong with him?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. But I have the impression when he finally did return, he was a changed person. He would mumble incomprehensibly and write essays day and night. I asked if I could see what he'd written, but he chased me out of the room. Later, he went out somewhere and took his written essays with him. When he got back, he signed his contract with the Academia. Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my father by that point. Perhaps the man we...
Okay, you can stop now. You're creeping Paimon out.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. Whatever it is that he's researching out there, he'll owe it.
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Thank you. Still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah! Al-Haytham's notes...
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue with the diadem, I'd...
That makes sense. Okay then, let's get back to the...
You're finally back. Where have you been? I looked everywhere for you.
We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted to but that's not important right now. We think there might be some...
The diadem? That seems unlikely. The diadem of knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last 2 decades, always without incident. Okay, here's the situation. The diadem is currently in the 3rd round. Contestants have to go into Mount Deima Forest, find the diadem, considering how close the scores are between our contestants. As such, I suspect competition to be very fierce. I'll mark the diadem's location for you.
Alright, let's go! Weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Ugh. Let's just go grab the diadem. Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already...
Oh, looks like Layla sees the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
Interesting.
That guy enters the fray. Horizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
him to its owner.
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me. What just happened to me?
Something's wrong.
At long last. Come, Kaveh. Come to me, my child.
How do you know my name? Who are you?
I am Sachin. Well, to be precise, I am but a fragment of... Fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once met. But you are made of sterner stuff than he. We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean to say now is of utmost importance. You have all performed outstandingly in this International Championship. The Academia has many rare talents among its ranks, but if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only because you were victorious, but also due...
Me?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune to be idealists. And that is the source of our misery. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Conflict over water sources. Robbing of merchant caravans. Exploitation of the people relentlessly, day after day. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly. I wished desperately to find a way to save them.
So, did you find a way?
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scholars living deep in the desert, but in the end, I found that the answer I sought simply did not exist. It was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party, for the sins are carved into humanity's very nature. Our nature begets conflict, and conflict begets destruction. This is the inexorable truth. The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what I discovered was that history offers... After this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. Consumed by an overwhelming sense of emptiness. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem, which has the ability to preserve part of one's consciousness.
As I thought, the contract you signed with the Academia was in essence your will. But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did you feel the need to do this?
I mentioned that I have performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation.
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people. Such a person would have a clearer understanding of humanity, society, and...
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist may be incapable of following through on your wishes after inheriting your wealth.
You are highly intelligent, yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. To me, this is also part of the experiment. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in pleasure-seeking, my research, I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. I regret the unbearable weight of its history. And this, Kaveh, my dear child.
You're absolutely certain that you want to give me every...
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not. Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them. I guess that...
Kaveh.
Are you all right? Any physical discomfort?
I'm fine. Thanks, Tainari. Don't worry about me.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the task prior to that. According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. Points-wise, this also makes him the winner of the... As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh has obtained... For the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm that it is your intention to donate all of...
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad place. Well then, rejecting the world will achieve nothing. He and I...
All right. As the scribe, I will make a... The sages will contact you in person for details on...
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right. Nor would I know how to... But what I do know is that by ending this here, no contestants will have to suffer. We won't be the last. There will be more championships to come. And Count Sachin's words can only cause pain. But not anymore. No one else has to hear them now. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic and arrogant. Fine by me. It's the least I can do. And, well, it's the only
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism that many aspire to, but few dare follow. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long been aware of what your flaws are, but your pride alone prevents you from admitting it. Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory speech. Contestant Kaveh, on behalf of the organizing committee, it is my honor to congratulate you on your victory.
What? Please. I don't need your insincere praise. Anyway, this isn't the time or place for debates. Keep your commentary focused on the competition, not my view.
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also, you'll need to prepare for the award ceremony. Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out.
Vale, creo que ya la terminé, puede ser. Vale, regreso a la sede, vamos a la sede. Uy, no, para abajo. Ya me quería ir ya. Vale. Continuo. Y muy interesante lo de Kaveh y todo. No tengo mucho más que decir, la verdad.
Thank you all for your excellent performance. Finally, it gives me great pleasure to invite our champion, Kaveh, to the stage to receive... Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as presenting them with... However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited Sachin's estate and made...
Sachin's estate is getting donated?
So much Mora. And he gave it all up.
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance... Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected. Would you like...
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won, even though I'd say luck played a big part in that. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his mora. With a lot of things in life, people need to experience them for themselves. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for such weighty and complicated topics. So, I guess that's all. I'll leave it there. Thanks very much.
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius Invitation. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority.
All right, I'll take the card. But as for Project...
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over.
I still don't really get
Le va a dar la
it. The
carta,
son
Zaino,
of
yo lo
Mora
sé.
would have been enough for me to live in.
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come on, we've still got the whole Wisdom Gala to explore.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speed.
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly, you don't look happy at all.
I suppose...
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one, you...
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well just give...
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal!
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop!
What you looking at, son?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue.
Well, they gave me this limited edition Genius Invocation.
But it's a limited edition. Are you sure you want to give it to...
What else would I do with it?
But it's limited edition. Kaveh, are you in trouble? You don't have to do...
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems, but that has absolutely nothing to do with...
All right. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, I cannot... How about this? I shall buy it from you at a fair price. Namely, the price that the previous limited edition card sold.
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very least.
How much?
$1 million more?
What? 1 millón de moras una
I
carta.
feel that's too low. I can go...
1 million mora for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of these.
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are exquisitely designed.
Huh. Well, I guess they must pay you plenty to... But really, it's fine. I'd feel bad taking mora from a friend.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot. I can spare the mora for this card.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should watch that, you know. You definitely do...
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
I don't want to talk about it.
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card.
Sino es tan peliculero. Ay, de verdad.
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able
Se va a gastar 1 millón de moras en la cuota del mes y puede que le sobre algo. ¿Cómo de caro se vive en Sumeru?
Bring Tainarian.
La inflación ha llegado a Genshin Impact y no me he enterado. A Teibat. A ver... Whee!
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong taking advice from me on what to wear. Back in the day, my fashion style was considered cutting edge by everyone in the academia.
Really? Well, then, sure, Madame
Farazan! Nilu! Even Dia and Candace are here!
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through. Madame Farazan here is pretty friendly. When she heard that we were buying clothes...
I don't really see anything I'm familiar with. Never. Let's go with the plain fabric as our base. And embroider red and pink
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest style? That sounds a lot like what the older folks back home.
Don't worry. This style is a timeless classic.
No thanks. This is actually sounding pretty weird.
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a class, if you don't mind. How about I pick some clothes out for everyone? It's not often that we get to meet up, especially—
Sure. I'm happy to leave it to you.
I'll come with you to have a look. One always has to keep on top of what the youth of today are in—
Madame Farazan? Come quick! She's over here!
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the amazing things you did during the competition.
Of course I do. And you're both very—
That's great! We can't wait.
I'm from Haravatat.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Wait, sorry. I remember now. You were representing— Oh, their classes are so boring, though. I'm sorry, ma'am. Let me know if you run any other classes in the future. I'll be there.
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Farazan. And I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even though cross-Darshan lessons might be—
I see. You're a good egg, child. Don't worry. Study under me and I—
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, I won't disturb you any further.
I don't quite understand what happened there.
Traveler, Paimon, would you two like to come and pick out some clothes?
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kaveh later. And oh, by the way, have any—
I don't know where Hakai went. We just saw Layla but she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa students, so we didn't get a chance to speak.
Ratahoa students? They must be the ones who— Oh, she didn't end up winning, so Paimon wonders how they feel about that.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look, huh?
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first— And I heard that you actually found the diadem first in round 3.
Aw, I just got lucky.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way I see it, people aren't exaggerating.
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think I—
Ah, come on. Don't be so hard on yourself. Let's go. Cheer up, Layla. The rest—
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is— We haven't seen Hakai since the end of the competition.
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't blow it up.
Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated me. Oh, Traveler! Paimon! Over here!
Ooh, look at all this! Good food, here we come!
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she did.
Alhaitham's gone missing in action, too. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood to treat him to a nice meal. That guy. Where the heck could he have gone? I still have questions about that note he left. Well, whatever.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but—
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotions, too. It was a mix. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly, like he was trying to brainwash me. It gave me a splitting headache. Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value. But if
his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cause people to suffer, the Matra would step in and...
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you agreed to inherit his research, but give up the research. I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate. He chose you.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's things, you should honor their wishes.
That's a good thing. It means that you have integrity.
Thank you, oh my god, thank you. See, you get me, Kale. It's a good thing Al-Haytham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in the conversation, even when he...
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a few words about...
I sense that Al-Haytham has in fact been here with us all...
He's here? Where? Why didn't you tell me?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
That was horrifying.
Good thing you didn't say that before we started eating. That would have killed the mood in a heartbeat.
All right, enough about Al-Haytham. Tainari, did you achieve what you...
I did. In the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a handful of people. Oh, are you free next month? You should come along. Maybe even...
About what? I don't know the first thing about anything Amorta-related.
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rainforest architecture. Or ask everyone...
Oh, well, that's no problem. Sure, I'll make time. Has everyone had enough to eat? I can order more if...
I'm full. Thanks. I'm super full, too.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always be there, but seeing friends is important, too.
Sounds good. We should pick a few other places as backup options, though.
There are other good places around here, too? Whoa, and don't forget to invite us if you go.
Qué guay.
Do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
It looks like this Inter-Darshan Championship's a wrap. All that stuff with Sachin and the diadem got sorted too. Oh, right. Yeah, Sachin said that he placed his research... It might be dangerous if someone finds his old research stash. Holy smokes, you're right. He said he spent all the time researching in the... All right, then.
Vale, a ver si ya queda poco, por favor. A ver, aldea, vamos. A la Zen, por supuesto.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Al-Haytham, what are you doing here? And what are you reading? Are those...
Sachin's notes? Yes. I came across his profile while I was organizing some documents and became interested in his research. If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed to being a commentator. I had a hunch after seeing the fragment of his mind, and sure enough, I came here and found his research.
Wait, so you've read it already? Are you alright? How do you feel?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the calamity and the humanity that these notes seek to convey. Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as bleak, the present as perplexing, and the future as pessimistic. Empathy is a double-edged sword. Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain societal advantages. But
Why's that?
all important things in life involve other people. As such, it's extremely difficult. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. And that reality is like the material here. Objective, heavy, negative. But...
So, what are your thoughts now that you...
as a scholar, Sachin was, without a doubt, a genius. He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented extensively with reliable results, and drew logical conclusions. In that sense, one might say his views were correct.
So, people are bad?
That is not a question for me to answer. Someone else will arrive. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Sometimes, being correct, lofty ideals may provide no defense at all. By their own choice, the idealist seeks to bring happiness to all while denying themselves the same. Thus, I've never been able to agree with certain philosophies. But sadly, all viewpoints will find their supporters, and the way— Alright then, I got what I came for.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff?
Get together? Ah, yes.
Guess what? Kaveh treated everyone this—
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
Ya lo sé.
And there he goes. Well, seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer—
Don Sombrero. No sé. Najida y Don Sombrero.
Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and wait, so you asked him to take part in the championship? Yes, it was me. Are you surprised? Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire— These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried that the material— So instead, I had Hat Guy here help me keep an eye on him.
Seriously? I think you can stop calling me that now.
Why? Don't you like— Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen successor hadn't been able to handle his research, or if it had brought people—
And after all that, the person Sachin chose turned—
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you to learn how to—
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last—
Maida, what did you mean by Sachin's research? Put it this way instead. Some people only see the mushroom on the Shroomboar's back, and others see only the Shroomboar's body, and they declare that the Shroomboar— Still others look deeper inside, and determine that the Shroomboar is meat. These conclusions are all correct in their own way, but none of them objectively describe the Shroomboar. Paimon kinda gets— The world is the same way. No one, not even I included, within the confines of our limited knowledge. Some may blindly believe in the beauty. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state the world is in now, but what people hope it will become. Ultimately, my duty as the God of Wisdom is to guide every form of wisdom to a place—
That was a long speech. So what are you—
Because Kaveh has the successor of this research, but even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block of the truth. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only comprehend his theories—
Vahumana doesn't have that kind of talent. Wait, you're not intending to keep me in Vahumana? I don't remember signing up to become a scholar.
Oh boy, here we go again. You think so? Well, to that, I would say that in Sumeru, I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate, and I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hat Guy.
La cara. ¡Por fin! No me lo creo. Regresa a la academia. Espera. No creo que... Vale, estos son... ¿Cómo te digo yo? Mini misiones, ¿no? No... Esto. O sea, lo que es lo principal ya lo terminé. Y luego después hay distintas misiones. Vale, pero ya lo principal lo terminé. Pues ya está. No me va a dar tiempo de terminar lo demás porque no puedo. Luego tengo este evento que termina en 7 días. En este puedo estar más tranquila. Vale, pues gente, ya doy por finalizada este evento. Lo siento mucho, no me va a dar tiempo con 6 horas y 11 minutos que quedan a terminar las mini misiones. Lo siento mucho, o sea, ya esta noche ya a la caput. Pero bueno, lo importante que era esto, lo de conseguir las protogemas y todo el rollo, pues ya lo tengo terminado. Así que nada, que me despido. Muchas gracias por acompañarme en esta travesía súper loca. y bueno, que nos seguimos viendo por aquí. Haré probablemente el próximo evento como el que acaban de ver, que tiene 7 días. Será el próximo que haga. Y poco más. Muchas gracias y hasta luego.